Hey guys, it is Matt here with MC Welds Official. Got another one for you. Kind of screwing around on this truck today. It is a Sunday currently, and I figured I would go through some of the fluids that I keep on my smaller welding only truck. Let me show you a little bit about what I was doing earlier. So as you guys know, this truck was the OG, still is the OG. You guys know I put this crane together when I was probably like 20 years old, and it's she's still rocking. Got the light fixed, some wiring issues. I put a new switch on it, gave it some new power cable going from the generator battery, and I put new cable on it. So if you look up here, I also put a block on the crane too, and this is going to extend our increase our lifting capacity. But my main thing is to make it easier on this tiny little winch right here. That's kind of the main deal. As you can see, I got shit scattered all over the place. I did properly grommet that, so that's no longer a concern. Never wasn't worried about it. But somebody years ago was, they were concerned, so that's fixed. Yeah, I got my cable routed. This isn't permanent, that'll be tidied up, but it'll work for now. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited. Let's talk about what this video is really about, which is all the fluids that I keep on this truck. So first things first, we've got our spill kit. It's got a couple pig towels in here, and at the bottom I've got the rest of it filled up with the absorbent. So we gotta have that on here. Every truck has one. I use this for my drilling oil, for like mag drills and stuff like that, or just drilling holes. WD-40, of course, it's a very general use product. Extra oil for the engine drive. This is air tool oil. Of course, you guys know what this is. This is for the, this is more of a gel, not so much of a liquid, but it is a fluid at certain temperatures. This usually sits, you can see it looks like it's never used, but it's down in the container a little bit. This does get used, actually quite a bit, but it sits right back here, and the muffler for the engine drive sits right here. So it's like a nice little exciting, you know, first time use every time you open it up. It's kind of cool. Welders know. This is pipe dope. We use this for our pressure tester to move reducers around and make it fit the pipe, and then we'll dope them all up with this stuff. This is Loctite 271, comes in use for all kinds of stuff. Dicom layout fluid, super handy stuff. If you're doing like a layout, you paint it on there, then you can take your scribe or the old piece and mark it out, and it's really cool. Also, it's really cool for doing wear surfaces or interference fit parts. You know where to grind. This is self-explanatory. If we're going to take something apart, usually if it requires it, we'll put it back together with that. It's also, I really like putting this stuff on the arbors of my angle grinders, and I feel like when they're sitting in the truck, you know, for a couple days after it's real humid out, they're not as prone to rusting or sticking shut, just because they get so much use. They're almost like bare metal, so they're like super shiny when we're busy, and then we'll lay off for like a couple days, and then we'll come back and everything's rusty. So that, I figured that helps out with that, but it's got other uses too. This is the fluid that we use on our wire feeders for our little cotton balls. Let's see if I got some in here. Yes. You're technically supposed to use them, I think, with the brown ones, because one of these already has this stuff on it. I don't know, the red or the brown, I don't know. I put it on no matter what. So there's that. This is really cool. This is called ThermoShield by Kimball Midwest. It's all right. You know, it's pretty cool. It helps to keep the paint from getting soot and stuff on it. It's a spray on, wipe off product that Kimball Midwest sells. They are way too proud of this stuff. I think the other stuff that I have on the other truck, it's probably the same thing. The welding supply store just gave it to me, so I don't use it a whole lot. But you know, it's options. We're all about options here, especially when it's, you know, 3 o'clock on a Sunday and you're trying to get something done. We need options. So acetone, self-explanatory. Great for cleaning, safe for welding. Great. I mean, this stuff cleans stuff amazingly. And then when you get done cleaning it, like the tools and stuff, you spray them down real quick with that stuff, and she's good to go. But I'm going to show you that pressure testing gauge that I got, that we use this, and we also use, it's around here somewhere. We've got some really nice, oh, there it is, Blue Monster. We use that in conjunction with this sometimes. These are some of the best right here that I've found so far. This Blue Monster, it's just thread tape. That's all it is, just thread tape. But this stuff comes in different widths and all kinds of stuff. You guys in the plumbing and HVAC industry, if you have a better product or a better version of this tape, please let me know down in the comments. Or if you have a better, nicer version of this, please let me know in the comments. I am always interested to ideas of the best of the best. That's what I like to do. So let's go over to the other side and take a look at that pressure assembly that we use. So this is our pressure tester. This is what we use to pressure test lines, and we have some bigger adapters that we can go up to if needed. We'll usually bump them up to 100 to 120, and they have to stay that way about there for an hour or two, depending on what the test says and what the engineer says. But this is how we test our steam line, low pressure and high pressure steam line. If we're welding flanges, this is also how we test chiller pipe. If we got a job where we got to go TIG out or weld out some chiller or steam line, it's also good for testing pressure vessels. So like your fuel tanks, simple stuff like that. Even you can put that on there and watch the bleed off. You put a little mark on there with a Sharpie, and you know, or take a picture of it. It's awesome. I think every welding truck should have something like this. If that's something that you do. These are the grinder wheels on the arbors I'm talking about. See how they're shiny? It's almost like just bare steel. Well, that's what that is. It's basically bare steel. So putting that on the thread right there, I've noticed when you jam up a wheel, it's less likely to bind to. And all that's over here really is some spray paint, but I do have one other cool thing I want to show you in here. So over here, everything over here is paint, obviously minus that. That's awesome. That needs to be thrown away. Paints, I'm going to go over real quickly. We got some equipment colors in here of the equipment that I'm usually working on. Some customer colors that we stock, and then some truck bed liner. We go through a lot of gloss black and a lot of primer, and we will occasionally go through quite a bit of equipment paint. And then also we're going through quite a bit of the custom colors. And you guys know this truck over here, this thing's got way more paint. This whole block right here is full of spray paint. I think I have like 30 cans in there and about 15 to 16 different colors. We have a lot of duplicates and a lot of extra, because this is the big heavy duty truck. This is the welding only truck, right? So we do have a smaller selection of paint on this truck just because of the nature of what it does. But I'm going to go over some of this. Obviously, anti-spatter. This stuff is good for if we're trying to make a really nice smooth finish and we don't want to do a whole lot of cleaning. It's great, especially on solid wire. Also, flux core keeps your BBs from sticking. We do a bunch of flux core, so you know, it's nothing special. It's just, you know, the Menards, what we buy it by a case, and nothing crazy, but it works. Starter fluid, because, well, I don't know. It doesn't hurt to have starting fluid on. I don't know why that's on there. More oil for the engine drive. This is the bug spray. I'm not a big fan of bug spray. I don't use it. But this is for helpers if they want to use it. I also on each truck keep Narcan, Tylenol extra strength, and of course they got the first aid kits and all that stuff on there. They're a little bit more kitted up than just your average first aid kit. We've got some tourniquets and trauma shears. We've also got some bigger bandages or seals, chest seals and stuff like that on there. Just because, you know, just because. Well, I'll leave it at that. So, this right here, this is pretty cool stuff. We get it from Lindy. This is the crack tracing dye penetrant kit. Okay, they go in this order. Well, no. That's the order they go into. And then at the end, you'll use this again. Or I use acetone at the end, because usually I'm getting ready to make my welds and do my cleanup work, fix my cracks. But this kit right here, I think is about $100 or something like that. I've used it so many times. I love this stuff. It is a very professional way to find cracks, especially if you're looking at heavy equipment or you're looking at specific industry equipment like pellet mills, conveyors, stuff like that. Really, really cool and easy. Anybody can use this stuff. Doesn't take a whole lot of training to use it. And you can replace just one at a time. Super easy, super cheap, super effective way to find cracks. Well guys, it's been a couple days since my last video, and I wanted to give you an update on my ESOB unit. You can see it. It's gotten some use, getting some dirt and some abuse put on it. Well, I've already got my first scratch right here, and then I got my next paint scratch back there. But so it's official. It's official. She's mine. You know. Let's go here. Still figuring out the menu. Run time. 10 hours. So far. 10 hours. So, not a whole lot, but she's holding in there. This thing's awesome. I really like it. So far. I'm not quite sure how much of a fan I am of the screen. That's just me being old school. I'm used to the Bobcat screen, you know, the face. So everything's ka-chunk. But, you know, hey, my plug-in cracker boxes all have screens, so I just gotta get in my head that that's the way that they're gonna be now. Well, now you guys know. If you're looking at some interesting stuff to put on your welding truck, maybe make your life a little bit easier, fluid and paint-wise. Hopefully this video give you some inside knowledge on it, and hopefully you can get some other ideas. Tell me down in the comments what your welding truck carries and what little odds and ends and trinkets that come in these little bottles to help you do your job. So that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Do all the YouTube bullshit, and I'll see you on the next one.